This week, a historic first. A sitting president's son was criminally indicted on gun charges and now faces a quarter of a century behind bars. As the saying goes, history repeats itself, first as tragedy, second as farce. The tragedy here is Hunter Biden is a damaged and drug-addled and broken man who must now face the consequences for some of his actions. The farce? The fact that his father, Joe, is still the president of the United States and believes that he should run again. An Associated Press New York poll found that 77% of Americans said Biden is simply too old to be effective for 4 more years. Not only did 89% of Republicans say that, so did 69% of Democrats. And him being old is the least of his problems. Being an effective leader, it's not about age. It's about ability, competency. And every day, Joe Biden looks more and more confused, his voice often frail and garbled.
I believe that transition should be fair and a win-win, for auto workers and auto companies. But I also believe the contract agreement must lead to a vibrant Made in America future.
The president's weakness on the world stage continues to jeopardize our national security, as do the corruption allegations that just won't go away, no matter how hard the Democrats keep on trying. That sweetheart deal given to Hunter by the Department of Injustice became null and void, thanks to a courageous judge. Judge Mary Ellen Norica. She stood up to the federal government and said she could not sign off on a deal that guaranteed Hunter no prison time and basically blanket immunity for all of his other alleged crimes. According to the government, the charges Hunter is now facing stem from his usage of drugs when he bought a gun. And then 11 days later, Hunter instructed his girlfriend/widow of his dead brother to throw the gun out in a dumpster. Is Hunter now finally facing long overdue consequences to his actions? Not according to his attorney, who said this on CNN.
If you think about it, what has changed? They knew all the facts for years. The law, if it has changed at all, as you pointed out, there have been at least 2 federal courts that have found this law in particular to be unconstitutional. And therefore, you have to ask what changed. And what changed, you also just talked about. It is the folks like Chairman Comer and the Republican MAGA crazies who have been pressuring this U.S. attorney to do something to vindicate their political position. And guess what? They succeeded.
Wow, MAGA crazies talk about, it's actually most Americans. And actually, they have not succeeded because this is not about Hunter. It was never about Hunter. It's about the big guy, Joe Biden, and whether or not he was selling the highest office in the land to the highest bidder. These are some serious allegations. So why didn't they charge Hunter with tax charges, the failure to register as a foreign agent? Why did the government finally decide to charge Hunter only on these gun charges? Why? Because the gun charges don't lead back to his dad.